Welcome to episode 2 of
Hazy and Co,
So today we talked to Leo.
who we know from Killer Chat. You probably saw him on the channel last year with David.
He also did the intro for Hazy and Co, so you just saw that as well.
He did the intro, the music for it. He helped us a lot, so thank you.
He also has a podcast with his friend where they talk about movie soundtracks, which is something we dive into today's episode.
Yeah, it's in Portuguese, but we'll leave the link down in the description for you to check out. Also, we got so caught up in the conversation that we forgot to do an intro. That's why you're seeing us here again.
So without further ado, here's the rest of the episode.
So what do you ladies want to talk about today?
I thought today we could talk about soundtracks. Ooh.
Well, that's right up my alley.
Because yeah, I was gonna say because we have an expert here.
Not an expert, just a lover of all things soundtracks. I mean, what do you guys dig in terms of soundtracks?
Mine, it's like all over the place. Because today,
Same.
before doing this, like in the morning, I was trying to come up with a list of soundtracks that I actually listen to, and it's like indie, action, horror. So it's a roller coaster. It's all a little bit of everything.
Let me tell you what some of my favorite soundtracks are, and they're weird. Like I've been doing this podcast with my friend recently, so we've been like really going through all our our memories of all the coolest soundtracks we can think of since like from like the 70s till like the 80s till the 90s till present time. And a couple really good soundtracks that I want to talk about. they're gonna surprise you. Like, hopefully I'm not gonna like say stuff that's so ancient that you guys have never heard of.
Well, I
You
only
guys know,
watch movies from the 2020s up.
Yeah, if nothing
you guys
came out in
never
2020, then we don't know it.
Yeah, no, you guys are being sarcastic, I can tell. But how about Ghost?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
Right? And have you ever really listened to the soundtrack?
I can't say that I've paid attention
No.
to it. I'm
Oh
mostly
man, it was
focused on
so
them with like the clay and the
Yeah.
yeah.
well. I went on YouTube and I looked it up because I was like, oh man, I kind of remembered having like a really beautiful, because it's like the kind of movie that's like very emotional. You know, it's about a
Yes.
guy who spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet, but like
Cover your
uh,
ears like the guy on the Linus
like
photo.
it's this dude that's like he gets killed in like a robbery, and he
Mhm.
just wants to stick around because he doesn't really, he feels like he's got I guess he wants to save his girlfriend, um or like he feels like he didn't follow the light because he sees like a light in the end. And it's very and there's like this motif that's like Unchained Melody. It's like, oh my love, when they're like doing like they're like doing clay together. It's like very
Yeah,
sensual,
the iconic
it's
scene.
like iconic, right? And they played, that's like, I guess that's their song. And then but if you listen to the soundtrack, but you will get like misty with the because there's two like really good like moments, like these little notes that are like dee, 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 and
Is it?
that's like the love melody. But I will say I recommend just listening to, just watching the movie and paying attention to the soundtrack, because it's like
Mm,
really beautiful. And then the second one that's gonna might surprise you, maybe it won't.
okay.
That I'm going to do, like we're gonna talk about in the podcast that I'm doing in Portuguese though, like so.
Yeah,
Um,
if you
if you
speak
speak
Portuguese,
Portuguese, yeah,
go
yeah.
listen.
And this is gonna sound ridiculous, but Kindergarten Cop has like an amazing soundtrack.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
Dot cricket sounds. We're like,
Let me look it up.
wait.
Let me look it up.
It's with Arnold. You don't know you have
Oh,
never
no, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I
I
don't know
never
what you guys
watched
are
it though.
talking about.
Arnold. Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
look
like
it
a
up.
classic
I feel
I've
like
Arnold
heard
this
of
is
it.
gonna
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
look
yeah,
it up.
yeah.
This is gonna be the look it up episode, because I'm like, yeah. But when you
You
said
should
the
watch
Ghost
that.
soundtrack, you know what the first thing once you say the Ghost one, I thought of
Ghostbusters,
the
probably.
no. I thought of
Oh.
like the other day I was watching Dirty Dancing, and I was like, wait,
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
that's
that's
a
a
good
wait.
good.
one too. Yeah.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too. But
It's
it's like
fucking
for some reason, like I mean, Ghost. I guess it's because it's got like a really sad ending, and everybody kind of gets.
Yeah.
I'm not crying.
That
You're
whole
crying.
movie's emotional though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
What are you guys talking about?
Spooky
That
movie.
And
movie's not
Whoopi
sad. I would
Goldberg
never
won
cry
an
about it.
Oscar. Did you guys know Whoopi Goldberg won a supporting actress Oscar for that?
Mm-hmm. She
Like,
was good in it though.
She was
She was
amazing.
giving
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vibes. You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah. Well,
I literally
she had like a good run in the '90s of like cool,
Mm-hmm.
funny movies and stuff.
Yeah. What was that movie she was in? It was like about like a
Sister Act.
computer. What?
Oh,
Oh, Sister
computer.
Act was good. Yeah, it was like a haunted, like they have like the old computers in it. I don't even know.
the old
Well,
computers.
well. You might be talking about ghosts because there's definitely computers in that one.
No, there was another one she was in. Maybe it is Ghost. I don't know.
It's okay. I forgive you. It's
You
Don't
forgive me. No,
forgive
she
her.
was in a different
You're
movie. It was like
banned from the podcast, Lennon. You're
I'm
gone. I'm
banned.
gonna kick you out.
Maybe it is Ghost, but she was in, like, another one.
I
It's
don't
like
remember anything from Ghost. Like once I watch it again, it's gonna be like watching it for the first time.
Well, I mean, watch Kindergarten Cop too. That's like a really fun movie, and it's got a
Mhm.
great, very catchy soundtrack. Like, because it's basically like Arnold Schwarzenegger has to go undercover as a kindergarten teacher, uh, because like technically his partner, who was like a lady who had like some experience teaching school before she became a cop, she's supposed to be the one, but she eats something that like does not agree with her, and so she's like she gets sick, so he like they're like we have to go like so he's like I hate kids, you know, and it's like all the kids start to really he finds out he's like a kick ass like kindergarten teacher. It was like when Arnold began to like explore the comedy side because he was such a charismatic actor because up to that point he was only doing like action movies and
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
like the big strong dude like kicking ass and stuff. But after a while, like he was like, "Hey, you're really charismatic. You could do like comedies because he's funny too." And he had like a really good run of like comedies. He did Twins with Danny DeVito,
Yeah, I remember that one.
and then Junior, where he gets pregnant, is not as good, but
Arnold really said, "I'm gonna show you guys range."
Range. Yep.
yeah. I mean, anyways, and then he became governor. How amazing!
He said
That's
range.
crazy. Yeah, he really said Rage. He's like, you
Yeah.
think I'm just an actor? Watch this.
And now he's
Wait.
back, and now he's like doing movies again. He's like acting again.
Really? What's he doing now? I feel like I
Um,
haven't seen him in
I think he does like
years.
mostly like he did the last Terminator, which I didn't see.
I
I'm kind
think
of
I
like
saw it. It was so...
I'm kind of burnt out on
Was it
like
the was the
franchise.
last Terminator the one with Emilia Clarke? The
No,
girl the
that was the one
no,
before
there's
that.
another one.
The last one had like I think had Linda Hamilton again, and Arnold comes back on some in some form. But
He
like
he he probably does a Han Solo. He shows up so they can kill
well, I don't know. I don't. Well, I can't say for sure because I didn't see it, but it probably. I don't think it did that well. I'm also really tired of franchise. Like, come
him.
on, guys,
Yeah.
let's think of something
Yeah.
else. You know, I don't
Yeah.
need to see
It's
like.
so boring.
No, it's
I'm
good
not.
when a movie can just like complete its story in just one. You know what I mean?
But I mean, all those movies at a certain point completed their story, and then
Yeah. They're like
somebody came
money.
back and said, "You know what? I think there's more cash to be made here," and they did.
Yeah.
And then like, and then they oh no, it was all part of like, and they want me to believe it was all part of like a longer plan of like a universe they're creating, and that is just BS. Can I curse in
Bullshit.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse
Okay.
away.
Fuck. No.
That's us every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I
like the
don't know.
Hunger Games movies. Did you guys see that they're gonna do a new one
Another
now?
one.
A
Yeah.
prequel?
Well, see that is already like a I skipped that one. I didn't watch any of the I
What do you
like
mean you've never seen the Hunger
I've
Games?
seen
I've
the
What do you
never
first
mean?
one. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I haven't seen the rest of them either.
I've never seen Twilight or
Wait,
any
wait,
of the
wait, did
Twilight
you say you
movies.
never seen Twilight?
Yeah.
We
I'm
were gonna bring that up about
Wait,
soundtracks though, because Twilight has
wait.
a good
no
soundtrack.
no, I have heard the soundtracks. I just haven't
Yeah.
watched the movie because I'm not into uh
Well, you
Bad
just
movies?
gotta
like there was
you
nothing about the
Well,
like I got burnt out on vampire movies about like
yeah.
after Dracula. No, I'm just kidding.
It's it's
Uh,
so good. It's
Well,
so
no,
good. It's
it's
you
so
gotta think
bad
of
that
it
it's
that it's so
good. You
bad
know
that
what I
it's
mean?
good.
It's one of those movies that you could really make into a drinking game because it's so bad. You could take a shot every time you cringe, but then you'd probably die of
Yeah.
alcohol poisoning. So it's just one of
yeah, yeah. The thing with it is like what was pretty impressive is the roster. Like it's one of the last like when you talk about soundtracks, you have two aspects sometimes. There's the instrumental orchestral soundtrack, which is like
yes.
incidental music that they make, and then a lot of times, like back in the day, they used to. It was like a chance for because since conglomerates own the movie theaters, they also own the movie production companies. They also own like the record labels. They could like
Hmm.
push their artists and stuff and get
Yeah.
artists to do special things. So it was a win-win because they when they used to sell albums still. Because now, I mean, now they still do it, but it's like since they don't release like everything goes on to like streaming or whatever. Like I don't know if that's a vibe, but I do remember like there's a lot of like really good albums with like lots of artists
Yeah.
that
What's another one? Is it Almost Famous that's like that too?
yeah,
Yeah.
almost
Also
famous.
like Train Spotting. That's my favorite like
Train
soundtrack.
Spotting
It
is
has like
amazing,
various
amazing,
artists.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well remembered. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was blanking
Well,
on
you know what? I kill someone to get the Twilight soundtrack vinyl
yeah.
right now.
You know one that I loved was you ever see Singles? It was like during the
No.
grunge era and it had like Pearl Jam, it had Soundgarden, it had Alice in
Oh.
Chains. It was like basically like it was the same director, Cameron Crowe, who did Almost Famous
Hmm.
years later.
Yeah.
But it was like a coming of age kind of like young couples living in Seattle, like getting and there's like some great acting. I think like it's a funny movie.
Gotta check that one out.
We
Yeah.
have to watch it. I feel sometimes like movies are bad, but they do the soundtracks like that. They add like all the good songs, so it like does something in my head that I'm like, maybe it's not that bad because the songs are good.
But you're saying a good point though, because like people take it for granted. Because I don't know how closely you guys listen to the soundtrack while you're watching a movie. So like a lot of people just like kind of like they enjoy the movie and then they don't really think about the aspects that came to make the movie so impactful. But I guarantee you, most of the movies you love, if you take a minute and listen to the soundtrack, like separated from the movie, you'll see how amazing like the magic of sound like
Mm-hmm.
married with like image.
Because it can carry the story. It evokes
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
well, it's
emotions of
basically
the
yeah,
scene. Yeah.
exactly. It kind of like it tells you how the director would want you to feel, kind of like I mean, it sounds a little corny to say it like that, but I mean, it kind of like guides your emotions a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
The best example is like when you say like horror soundtracks. Those are like
Hmm.
it's basically if you want to scare, like you get like the
Yeah.
like like um that like is like one of the most best
Oh,
examples of how important like good music.
the
Because
soundtrack
imagine
is.
imagine like for a second, like I always tell people if they're not thinking about it, like imagine like take the scare. Can you think of like a scary scene from a movie right now? That like just like sorry, right off the top of your head, any movie.
Like The
The scene
Shining
from
when the all the blood
Right.
comes out of the elevator. Or like
Okay.
the hallway, I
Right.
mean.
Right. And it's got amazing like electronic soundtrack from Wendy Carlos, who did that like incidental, and I think it was Penderecki who did it too, like a Polish dude. Um, but if you take that scene and instead of that music, you put like like
gonna be
something like
funny.
Yeah.
that, like that
It would
same
change
exact
the whole
scene
scene.
it
Yeah.
loses
Hmm.
all
All
like
its meaning.
yeah, it
Yeah.
loses its mojo.
It loses the depth of it
Yeah,
too.
it goes like it makes no sense, like if you put clown music on any scene, you know,
That could be a
like
vibe though. If you think about it,
Yeah, that's the
sometimes
soundtrack of
happy
my life.
music over like some crazy shit. That's kind of a moment.
Oh, look, but that's amazing. You're right. When they plan
Yeah.
it, when it's well planned. I'm saying this like if
Yeah,
Like
I know
when
what
it's
you
an
mean as
actual
well, though.
like
scene that
the
Yeah.
marriage of the guy who's directing and the guy who's composing it, like it has to be
Yeah.
like
They have to be on the
and
same
even if he's
thing.
like, dude, I want scary or just regular clown music here,
Yeah.
like because I need it to feel like there's something, surreptitious happening beneath the surface or whatever, right? Yeah, of course. Like I mean, but again, it's the power of like if when it works, that's amazing. You're like, wow, that's so dope that the guy used that thing, and it makes you feel all icky. But
Mhm.
you're watching the video, it's like it's perfectly married. And sometimes I'll be walking on the street, like I've said this in my podcast, but in Portuguese.
we'll see the translation
I
now.
will have like a soundtrack on, and I will try to like just see how it makes me feel. Like if I'm in the supermarket or something, I'm waiting. And if you put like a creepy soundtrack from like The
Yeah.
Shining, it's like it makes it much more interesting.
I will go crazy. It's like
Yeah.
the other like couple months back, I was listening to the Suspiria soundtrack a lot,
Yup.
and
Hmm.
I got off work at like 9 p.m. and it
And this
was
was wait,
raining.
this was the older one, right? Like the
Yeah, the
yeah.
one from the 70s.
Well, Goblin.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
was driving home in the rain at like 9 p.m. listening to that. I'm like, maybe I'm going a little crazy.
It was driving her insane.
Oh,
Literally.
Yeah,
you mean the one? Is that one like you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, those guys really had they hit they know how to hit a scary, creepy nerve and stuff. But
Mm.
it's funky as like if you listen to the other one, the Deep Red one, which I love. I actually like it a little more than I love the Suspiria one, but the Deep Red from Goblin was their first like collaboration with Dario Argento in that movie. It was like it's such a crazy like psychedelic because the whole like when they explain what a giallo is like, which is the style of Italian movie where it's like
Yeah,
you have like a killer and that whole vibe. It's meant I've seen people who understand this stuff a lot more than I do. Like they said it's not meant to be like a literal thing. It's like supposed to be like a nightmare.
hmm,
Mm.
So like I don't know if you guys saw like you saw Deep Red recently.
yeah, I
Mm.
did.
She did.
Yeah.
I've never
So you
seen it.
remember
I
there's
gotta
like a
watch
little
it.
crazy
You
little
gotta watch
puppet that
it.
comes out,
Yeah.
that little puppet that's like right before the killer comes out. It's like he comes out like it makes no sense if you take it literally. Like it's like, how the hell does that even work? But if you contextualize it into a nightmare scenario, then it makes complete sense because things things that happen in your dreams and your nightmares, they don't necessarily have to like
Makes sense.
make
Mm.
sense. And they're actually creepier if they don't, if they're like kind of like subliminal stuff going on.
It's like
True.
sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the Japanese movie called House? That shit's crazy. It's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, I think. Can you spitball the
What it's about?
yeah.
So basically, like all these like girls go to this haunted house and they all just get murdered. And I don't know, it's like crazy, like a
They all
piano,
got
each one of
slayed.
them, they all get slayed. Like it's just like crazy. The soundtrack to that one's pretty crazy too, but
Yeah, the movie is
I'll
like
check it
it's
out.
like a
weird.
fever dream. It's like a nightmare.
It's called House.
Yeah, look it up. It's like it's a
Yeah.
crazy ass movie. It's
Write
what was
It's
that
it?
like
It's
a
from the
down.
cold movie.
70s?
I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of artists. I used to listen to this artist that he based the sound of his second album on that movie.
on House. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It's just like it makes you anxious watching it, but it's also hilarious at the same time and scary.
When you say house, I keep thinking of the hospital guy, the
Oh,
doctor,
like
Of the
Doctor
Doctor
House.
House.
like doctor.
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, yeah. He's
It
like
would just be on all the time.
that was a pretty good show when it was back in the day.
That and Monk.
Sorry,
Did you guys
but I
watch
wanna.
Monk?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
No.
wanna.
Guys, I didn't have TV.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I'm
how
kidding.
old would you how old would you say this movie is? like house? Is it
No,
from?
I
it's
think it's from the
super.
70s, right?
It is from the 70s too, I think. Let me
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I honestly haven't seen it in a long time, but
I'm sure my buddy who does the podcast with me knows.
You should do an episode of that. The actual one's from 77.
okay.
Ah,
So they
77.
based, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 19. You probably recognize like the thing.
Oh, that's it. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's
Oh
like a
my
movie.
God. I, I have
Okay, wait,
like
I know the name in Japanese.
no.
Oh.
It's crazy. Like back in the day when I was like we were doing shows uh back in the day a couple years ago.
I
Like
was gonna say you're
David lived
retired.
David lived in Bushwick at another apartment, and I stayed in one of the rooms, and that little that little picture, it was like I loved that little character guy.
You
It
Well,
should
now
made me
you
watch
gotta
want
the
to
watch the
watch.
movie then.
movie.
The
I'm gonna
Now you
movie's
gotta
watch.
watch it.
I'm
crazy.
gonna watch that flick tonight.
Do
Like,
it, man. It's a fever dream. It's all in
Yeah,
Japanese,
I
but
feel
it's
like you'll
like
really like it.
it's crazy.
oh, thank you guys for that. Wow, that's
No
cool.
problem.
Because I took a picture of that and I posted it on my Instagram. That exact post.
That one?
That's why it was familiar to me. Like when you said it, even though I didn't watch it,
I
I
think
just
it's
love the
on
cover.
YouTube and
Yeah.
everything. Because the other day I was gonna, I
It
saw
might be.
someone watch it.
It was on Netflix a while ago, but I don't know if it's still on there. But it's pretty crazy. The visuals on that, it just feels like a nightmare. So,
Awesome, my kind
yeah,
of
you're gonna
jam.
like it. Yeah.
Thank you for that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be cool.
I was gonna say, do you want to bring up our favorite soundtracks? Because he was. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you gotta give it your third
The
because you
third,
gave
you
us
didn't do the
two.
third one.
You gotta give a third.
If you have a third.
To be fair, those aren't my favorite sound. Those are
Those ones
soundtracks.
you
Oh,
like.
okay.
You're
Well,
just
we'll go into the
mentioning them.
favorites in a little bit.
I mean, it's not.
I was like, okay, Kindergarten Cup.
Kindergarten Cup's
I
the
would
best
say
soundtrack on the planet.
Profondo Rosso or Deep Red or whatever you want to call it from
Mm.
Goblin it was like the first album I remember listening to like when I was a kid, like because my dad had the record and it was just like creepy cover, and like as a kid you're like, and even like I only came to watch the movie in it was already like 2004 the first time I saw it at the actual movie, but like I feel like that was in throughout my childhood. It's hard to pick, like that one is just like very important to me, so I that's definitely like one of my favorite, like probably on the top 3. But I don't
Mm.
like I'm not crazy about like top 10 lists and stuff because it's
Yeah.
like today it could be that, tomorrow like it
Yeah.
like I feel like I always end up like naming the thing I've been listening to because I'm enjoying it at that moment, and then I forget
Yeah.
all the joy I've had listening to things prior to that, you know. But why don't you guys say one?
Well,
Oh, you can go on.
The
no,
Minions,
you go first.
yours is
The
Minions.
the Minions soundtrack.
Why did you guys? I was just about to say that.
I know. I
Yeah, because
figured.
it has Tame Impala.
SPB Bridgers
No, I'm gonna say an
singing a
actual one.
Carpenter song.
You see
Yeah,
that, but
they.
that's a good example. That is pretty much like how they used to do it. Like they would have like cool bands that are hip and like and current. They would do like original songs for the album
Yeah, yeah,
that
the
have
min.
something to do with the movie. But
Yeah,
I don't like it when I don't like it when it's too literal. Like the guy is like oh, it's Minions, so you sing a song called Minions. It's like
Oh
Minions,
yeah.
like or something like that. Like that's corny, you know. Like
Yeah, it does suck. Well,
um,
sometimes corny works.
yeah,
It just
or like that movie Speed. You know that movie Speed with Keanu Reeves, where
yeah.
he's in the bus and he's got to like they have a song in the end. It's called Speed, Give Me What I Need. Speed, give me what I need. You know, it's like
you know what? Which one's
corny.
stupid too? The one from There's Something About Mary too. The guys are singing the whole time.
Oh man, but that's just, that one's. I kind of like that one because it's
But
like
it's stupid. It doesn't mean it's bad. I mean,
well,
it's
I mean, but
stupid.
it's not as stupid as like
That's
a
when
guy
corny
singing
meets like good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like I get it's not like the best song, but it works so well because he's like narrating the story, you know.
yeah.
I actually watched that movie recently. It's funny you should mention it.
I was gonna watch it last night because I was looking for like rom-coms to watch or like something like that, and I almost put
Yeah,
that one on.
I really like all Ben Stiller stuff is pretty good stuff.
No,
Yeah,
I feel
then
like Ben Stiller is in his like producer era lately. He's been
well,
like,
he
Yeah.
directed a lot of those
oh, he
those.
did, or director and producer shit. He's been on that more than
Yeah.
his acting shit. I feel like,
Yeah, but he's
As he
good at
should.
good. I do
yo,
enjoy his directing is really good.
I feel like people are gonna believe the Min is my actual favorite
yo,
soundtrack
what's
because
your
you guys
favorite
cut me
soundtrack? Let's
off.
hear it. What's your
It's
fave?
La La Land and Babylon.
We love
Oh,
La La
really?
Land.
It's so good.
All right, cool. But like, see, therein lies the root. Those are all like song based. Do you have any like
Instrumental.
soundtracks where it's just like no
No, La La
singing?
Land is like no, La La Land's actually like an actual soundtrack. It's like
They have instrumentals and they
yeah,
have
they
like main songs.
instrumental. It that one has a couple songs, but they actually
Yeah.
have like the score, if you call it that.
Mhm. They had
You
like
gotta
a
listen.
City of Stars or something like.
Yeah, those are the songs from the movie, but you gotta listen to
Oh,
the
good. Oh, that's cool. How about you, Lennon?
For me, for like my soundtracks.
the way we have a list. We're
Ooh,
like,
well, no. I said Train Spotting, right? Because that's like my
yeah.
fave of all
That's good,
time.
but
Yeah.
that's like a original soundtrack.
No, I know,
album.
but like my actual one, like
Original-
that I ever like when I was little, I used to like obsess over like the 1980s version of what was it? Little Shop of Horrors. I used to listen
Oh
to the
wow,
soundtrack to that
dude, that is I
all the
love
time.
that soundtrack. That's a
That
great
used to like define my
choice.
childhood and it stuck with me for so long.
I love
And I
it.
feel like that's
Uh,
gotta be my top one because I never talk about it. I'm always like, yeah, Train Spotting or like something like that. But that one, that's a real one.
that's good. That's a good choice. I really like that. I had the CD when I was a
Ooh.
kid because I loved the movie. You know, with Rick Moranis and
Mm-hmm.
like feed me Seymour, like
Oh
you know.
yeah.
uh, he's a bad mother from outer space. What was it like? Big bad
Yeah.
mother from outer space? Yeah.
I know I used to sing all those songs, be obsessed with them. But one that's more like instrumental, I liked what Johnny Greenwood did on Spencer. You ever
Oh
heard that one?
yeah, it
Because
was
I
Yeah.
good.
feel like it made the scenes like feel so intense. Like we
I
felt
like
like what
that.
she was
To me,
doing.
that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, the music,
Yeah.
like that's one movie I watched where I was just focusing on the soundtrack the whole time because it like for me felt like it carried the story and made you feel what she was feeling.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very like depressing movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yo.
and it did like the music really like it felt claustrophobic. I mean, although it
Yeah,
was
it
like
felt like it was
about a
closing
weekend,
in.
like a weekend in that weird universe of
Yeah.
where she was like always like kind of like the pariah at the same time where she was like the cover girl of like it was an interesting movie. I like it was cool. Yeah. I really like Johnny Greenwood's soundtrack work for There Will Be Blood is really good. So it's like
True.
it's properly
Didn't he do a new one recently? Like a new movie or something?
Let me
well
see.
Soundtrack?
he's been doing like a bunch, I guess.
Yeah, he's good at it though. Like
He's really good.
he knows
He's
how to
a,
carry
I'm
it.
in
I
my
mean, so
bag.
is Tom York. Like I liked what Tom York did with Suspiria.
Suspiria.
Yeah. Little bit of trivia that I didn't know. Um we recently did the Fight Club. We reviewed the Fight Club soundtrack and stuff by the Dust Brothers, which I really like. Highly recommend it if you guys haven't listened to it. Um but you know who David Fincher approached before the Dust Brothers?
Radiohead, right?
No, Tom
Tom
York.
York.
Tom
But he was
York.
burnt out
Oh.
from because it was right after they
Oh,
finished the OK Computer tour, which had like burned him out.
Oh. Imagine how that would have played out though if he did
It
do
would
the
have been
soundtrack.
interesting. It would have
That
been
would have
interesting.
been so different.
But I admire that. Like I mean, I respect that he was like I can't
Yeah.
do this right now or whatever. But I all these years I didn't even know but yeah. I wonder if he's gonna do any
Crazy.
more soundtrack work.
I hope he does. He has
He
it
did a
in
good
him,
job
you
Well,
on
know.
the Suspiria.
didn't he say he was traumatized after doing the Suspiria one though?
Yeah, he said it was he did say he was not traumatized, but it did take a lot out of him. Or it was like a lot of work.
They should make
You know what it is though, because the way it work, like sometimes, uh, like a musician's view, like it's hard to imagine what a person is like.
mm-hmm.
Like I've talked to like people who do movies and like filmmakers. A lot of filmmakers they work with like I forget the name, spec mix or something like they use like a song that they like that they want to create something similar to it, right? But if you spend a lot of time with something on the video, it becomes really difficult to imagine it without it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Like sometimes you can write the best song you think like when like a musician comes in and he writes to a like picture like score to picture and stuff, and he's like, wow, this is amazing, I'm feeling something. But like when he presents it to the guy, it could be the best thing in the world, but if the guy has it already like
And another
stamped in his
idea.
brain stamped in his brain that he wanted, like, you know, the song like that other guy's that he was
Mm-hmm.
using before, it, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like
mm-mm.
another bit of trivia, like did you know like when Radiohead did the Spectre soundtrack, you know what they first presented to the
One.
production guys?
What?
What?
Man of War. And it sounds
Oh.
like it does sound like a James Bond song, you know, like from OK Computer. But they were like, "Oh, you've released it in some form or you've played it live. We can't accept it." It's like, and then they ended up like, it's not that they didn't like Spectre, the version they did, is that in between Man of War and them writing the Spectre one,
I remember the one that was really famous was the Adele one. That was everywhere. Let the
that was
sky
a really good one.
fall.
Yeah. I mean, I like the last one too, the one that Billie Eilish made there. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a Bond song. The Bond song has to be a certain way, you know. It's like
Yeah. I
not
liked Billie Eilish's, but it was also like meh to me.
Well,
you
I
know what's
don't even remember what it sounds like.
a banger is the Duran Duran one from View to a Kill.
Mm,
Really good. Uh, it's one of my favorites. Like the lyrics are often like kind of like yuck, like you know, it's
Yeah,
like the fire burns, like, you know, something like, you know, it's like
cringy.
corny.
yeah. The Room soundtrack.
Oh no, don't do
It's
that
too
to me.
good. It's the best
Anyway,
one.
I had to make the joke. I had to make the joke
Mhm.
because of my
Well,
background.
no, listen. I love the confidence. That's what I was gonna say. I love the confidence of like corny shit that people put out. It's
Yeah.
just like they
Yeah,
have a feeling. They're so into it, and I
I
wish I had
mean,
that.
That reminds me of
yeah.
that TikTok song of the New York summers.
Oh, that girl.
You know which
Yeah,
one I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta show it to Leo.
Yeah, there's this girl on TikTok. She
Summer.
like she released a bunch of music. I think she's joking and she's being satirical, but
Mhm.
no one really knows. But they're just like really bad songs, and they sound like musical theater, but also she's trying to be pop, and it's like it doesn't
Mm.
work. But it's like it trends on TikTok a lot, like her stuff.
You know what I've heard is that
Mm,
people are now just like they release like they write like a verse of something or a
Mm-hmm.
chorus
yeah,
and they send it
Yo.
out towards like, should I finish this song?
on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
what
don't know
they
if
do.
it's
They're
too.
like, should I finish this song? 1,000 likes and I'll release this song, and it's like.
And you know what?
It
Sometimes
works,
they
right?
do this is what happened with allegedly with one of the songs that became super popular here in the US.
Mm.
The
What song?
ABCDEFU.
Oh, that
Apparently the girl
song.
made a TikTok and she was like, what song should I write? Like what should the theme be about? Blah blah blah. And someone commented like, oh, do a song with ABC. And later on the song became super popular. Later on people found
Yeah.
out that the person that commented that was
What's
the
Coachella?
producer and the song was already
Oh,
made.
so
So
it
it was
was
all like
just like a
it was a
marketing
plan.
scheme. I
Hmm.
mean, that's smart
Pretty
though, like
mess.
to
But that's
market it like that.
crazy.
But it became big, so I guess it worked for them. But I feel like pop music is allowed to be kind of shitty. They kind
Yeah.
of have that kind of
pop music is such a wide. You're
range.
talking about a huge, like, I mean, it's like almost as wide as saying music.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
yeah,
true.
um,
But mainstream
you
pop is
can't
allowed to be
you can't
shitty.
argue with, like, the thing I try to live my life by is that just because I don't like something or something doesn't mean it's less valuable or whatever. If people enjoy something, then awesome, like,
Mm-hmm.
great, do it. Like, live happy, and I'll live happy myself listening to my kindergarten cop soundtracks or whatever, and
Yeah. Could
like
never be me. I'm a hater at heart.
like, to hate it takes so much more energy to hate than to ignore, right?
Yeah, that's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm always
But
tired.
what if I enjoy being a hater?
Hey, man,
What
also
if I
too.
love being a
Being a
hater? I
hater.
love hating.
So you can't
Yeah,
hate what people enjoy, but what if hating is my enjoyment?
but like,
My
for you guys, for
enjoyment.
example, you're from what I've seen of your podcast and your
Yeah,
YouTube thing, you generally want to like things. You want to, like,
yeah,
sometimes you can't fake if something disappoints you or if something doesn't quite hit it, but that's
yeah,
an honest thing. You're not out there, like, I feel like the world is, like, so into, like, people just ripping on things just for ripping on it, and like,
yeah,
and it doesn't really add anything, like, and I will say, anybody who has the wherewithal to release something into the world, whatever you may think of it, that takes balls, that takes
yes.
courage. You gotta, like, be ready for rejection and stuff. And so, my respect to these people, if they release it. I mean, I might not enjoy it, but who
Mm-hmm.
cares what, like, like, if they can find a gazillion people that
Yeah,
and they
that
can make
actually
a
do
career out
like
of it,
it.
They're doing more than the people who just like keep
Godspeed.
to themselves and like are like, oh, I can't release it because I'm afraid of the hate. But like, they're strong
Well,
for that,
yeah,
even if it's not good.
but I mean, that makes me a little sad for that we've gotten to this point where people are actually afraid to put something out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I had a little game that I was like planning to do today. Should we each one of us think of a song that we would like to listen? If we made a movie, we will add the song. Are you guys getting what I'm trying to say or no? Is
Yeah,
that
so a
I
song that we
kind of
want to
got
put
it.
on a soundtrack.
yeah.
Say there's a movie, you're like, oh, this song
Me.
should be on the movie.
Right. A song.
Hmm.
That's a really hard one because I feel like most of the really good songs have already been used in, like.
But you can reuse them. Imagine you're making the movie.
Yeah, what song would you have in the movie?
I think Tame Impala has some really good tunes.
True.
Maybe Feel Like I always go backwards, or
Yeah.
I love that song.
um,
That's my favorite song from them.
yeah. So I mean, that would probably be it. Like,
Bull.
also John Lennon, Mind Games,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
and
My games. I haven't heard that one in
I
a
yeah.
have
minute.
I have a list of songs because I'm crazy.
Ooh.
She
Um,
made a list. And she wanted to do a game, like
And
it was
then she has it
impromptu.
Bull,
prepared.
because
Get in the
that was
fucking
a shower thought. I was like,
right. Well,
wait, I should ask them too. We should make a
yeah,
playlist.
Yeah.
yeah. Luckily, I'm
Uh,
quick on my feet. I'm just
Wait, Julie, but what give us a song. Let's hear it. Or like
um,
multiple.
for I'll give two. I have like 500, but I'll give two.
Thank you.
I Know the End by Phoebe Bridgers,
Mm-hmm. That's a
and I
good
have Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra.
one. Ooh.
I feel like Strangers in the Night's already been kind of, like, used.
What do you mean that no one's heard that song before? That's
Hmm.
my song.
Okay, fair
Mm.
enough.
Ooh.
But
Like
but like
Lennon's
but
Oh,
blanking. She's like,
wait, listen, I got one. Okay, so imagine like a movie that's like set in maybe like the 50s or 60s. It's like a murder movie. And I don't know.
Pearl.
Someone got murdered. Well, yeah, no, someone got murdered. They're like their bodies hidden somewhere, but no one ever finds out. Imagine like the
Mm.
very ending, even like the credits rolling by, like after everything. The Beatles, Do You Want to Know a Secret? I don't know if it's been in a movie before, but I feel like
That's a
that
good one.
song, that's like creepy. It'd be eerie at the end. Like, I don't know. I've always
It
thought
is.
about that because I used to listen to that album, the first one, and I was like, wait, that would be good in a movie.
See, but any song like any song that you take, you could take any song, the production is this, and you run it through reverb
Oh,
and
yeah.
keep it in the background, uh, wet, like kind of wet, like
Slow and
sounding wet.
reverbed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, nice, nice. That's a good. That'd be good too. Like a slow, a slow.
What do they call it? Like nightcore,
Yeah, they
daycore,
call it emo, or nightcore, nightcore. Yeah, no, that's when they
nightcore.
speed it up though, right?
Oh,
Daycore is when they slow it down.
Well,
okay,
I'm not
daycore
familiar with
then.
that. Really, what is that?
So
You
night,
just go
okay,
on,
there's like
you just go
different.
on YouTube
Go on
and
YouTube.
then
Yeah, you can
and
go.
type your like a song or whatever, and just like let's say I don't know. I know the end by Phoebe Bridgers and just put like decor and it will show you like slow and reverb, but they just put a name to it. And they
Yeah,
Nightcore is like
the sped up version. So it sounds
yeah,
like
that's
Alvin
better.
and the Chipmunks just singing every song.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Interesting. And people like to listen to songs in that
yeah.
way.
People usually they like listening to
Love
the sped up
they love
version.
them.
That's what's been trending a lot lately. But it's sometimes it's good. Other times
Hmm.
it's like, okay, I have a headache.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Like I've never. I could never imagine like to each his own. I say, but
Yeah.
like to listen to music sped up. I mean, what? Like, is it just like not enough time in the day or something?
Yeah,
Like
probably in their they don't have enough attention span.
Yeah,
you
because
guys
the
want?
attention span
Do
keeps
you
getting
guys
shorter
listen
and
to
shorter.
you? I got a funny. You know, it's fun to do. Like I enjoy doing this once in a while. You know how you can mess with the times, the velocity of the like a podcast. If you
Yeah.
put it slow, you could be everybody sounds drunk when they're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so I wanted to talk about like
That's what
like,
we're gonna
and
do
it
that when we edit this.
Yeah.
yeah like yeah I don't know why it always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny
I
sped
did
up
it. Like, did you
too.
guys see that movie Seven
Yeah.
Which
with
one's
Brad
that?
Pitt?
Oh
Brad
wait, I
Pitt.
might
It's
have
like
seen that
about
Brad
the
one.
Pitt, yeah.
serial killer who uses like the sins. He kills
Oh yeah,
people,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right? And then the last one is like it- spoilers. um,
Mm,
like Brad Pitt's wife, Gwyneth Paltrow, in the movie, is her head's in the box, you know. And then for some
mhm.
reason, I was watching it on a DVD back in the day, and I pressed the speed wrong, and it was slow. And he's like, "What's in the
Right.
box?" You know.
That's
And
funny.
I watched the rest of the movie, the whole movie like that, and I was just like, I really enjoyed that. But
Do
I
you
guess,
guys remember
That
like speeding up VCRs when you had to rewind them back and having to watch them go?
oh yeah,
That was funny.
oh, I forget you guys were born in the time of VCRs still, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you
what are
get
you
like?
talking
I
about?
miss
Like I
those
only
days.
know from the 2020 up.
Yeah, we only know Blu-ray and
Blu-ray?
No, we only
iPods,
know Netflix.
But did you
Netflix.
guys went to Blockbuster right back in the day?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Venezuela,
Well,
babe.
she
I
was in
didn't have
Venezuela. Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Well,
Well, we did have
the
like a
Blockbuster didn't
blockbuster.
expand it like because Blockbuster
It
that was in
I don't
Brazil.
think we I don't think we had like an actual blockbuster. We had like the copy.
Oh, fair enough.
Like
But
some yeah.
you knew the
Yeah, I
process
went
of
to
going like
I remember
renting.
going I remember going to rent the Barbie movies.
Yeah, please be kind. Rewind. You know, like
Yeah.
uh.
No one cared. No
I,
one did it.
but isn't
I
that great?
remember.
Isn't that great? Like that you can like there's like something so weird like the tape. If nobody rewinds, that's like somebody stopped a movie midway or
Yeah.
whatever, and they just left it that way. That's like a moment in time that's like there. Um, it's pretty. I don't know why I just went to a different place there. Sorry. Um,
Got nostalgic.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have like such a vivid memory of being in Blockbuster and watching Poltergeist like on the TV that they had just like playing. Haunts me every
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah. Did you guys did you guys watch Insidious?
Oh yeah. There's a new one
Yeah.
coming out. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I think
No.
they should have stopped in the first one, like pretty
Well,
much.
no,
But
I think the second one made the first one make more sense. But I think after that they should have.
I didn't want it to understand like that. The old lady was creepy because I
Yeah,
didn't know what
true.
she was about. Once you start to tell the story, then it starts. It's like seeing the feed of your favorite art, like your favorite
True.
actor, and and they just say stupid things. Like she like we did the soundtrack because the soundtrack is really good for Insidious. And a little bit of trivia here: the dude who wrote the soundtrack is the Red Devil.
Oh, really? Wait, you
So he
like
was like
Ooh.
Tiptoe
working
by Tiny Tim?
tiptoe. Yeah, yeah,
Through the
yeah.
way. Oh man,
And Tiny Tim, poor guy, died
had a heart attack on stage while
right
singing
after.
the song. Yeah.
Well, not well. He had a heart attack right after he got off stage performing.
Oh,
You know,
there we
I
go.
mean,
Yeah.
it gets kind of like people like kind of like I looked it up. I thought the same story you did. I thought
Yeah.
his like heart exploded or something when he was like but he
It was
passed.
right after.
He started to feel ill afterwards. But he had already had like a heart attack, and his doctor was like, dude, you got to take it easy, man. You can't be singing
Yeah.
hitting those
He's
high
like, let me go
notes.
sing another song. Let me do another
And then
verse.
he did like it
Yeah.
was like a benefit or something,
Yeah.
and his wife was there, and he went, he did it, and he would always close with Tiptoe because that was his
His
Let
big
It Be
moment.
or
Yeah.
whatever, like
It's moment
and
to
he started to
shine.
feel ill, really ill afterwards. And that song came
Oh.
out in like 1970 something, or
Yeah.
there are things about that particular movie, like when he goes into the further visually, I don't like that. Like we talk about this in my podcast in Portuguese though. So
Go
Mhm.
uh
listen.
uh well, it's not out yet, but
When it
Oh
comes
wait.
out, yeah.
we'll
When
release
it
that
comes
one.
out.
Yeah, we put out Dracula this week. Bram
Oh,
Stoker,
so I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah, yeah.
classic. That's a great soundtrack. If you guys haven't seen that movie, I can't recommend it enough. It's so good. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Dracula is
saw
so
it.
sexy.
True.
Who?
Dracula.
Dracula.
Dracula or Van Helsing?
No, Dracula.
But Keanu.
Keanu, his acting in that perfect.
Yeah, he no
He's
but
Bro,
such a good
I
actor, guys. He
oh
knows how to
man, you're
act.
being no, but
He
he's
doesn't
such a
play one
cool
tune.
dude.
He does it all.
He's a cool dude though.
No,
Like
I
it
love him. He's
seems
great.
like not his best like performance, but I like
It was funny though. It had he brought comedy to it. I feel like just the way he is.
yeah. I mean, it's like a visually really cool. Visually, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. It's got such good costume design and like,
that's true.
and the soundtrack is amazing. It's like, it's really special. Yeah, I would recommend that one. That's another soundtrack I really like.
the John Wick soundtrack too. It's really good.
The John Wick.
Did you
I'm
guys
not
watch
No,
the
sure.
new
I've
one?
never listened. I've never seen the movie.
I've
I've
only seen the
never.
first one.
I'm
It
gonna
was
come out
good.
and
I
say that
liked
I'm a
it.
John Wick hater because why do they have to kill dogs every time?
Oh yeah, the first one, the puppy's dead. Yeah,
And the
Well,
second
plot
one, they
well,
kill
twist.
another one. And the
no,
third
they
one, they kill
don't. What are
another
you
one.
talking about? I don't
I
think
only seen
so.
the first one, so I don't know shit
I've
about the
never
other
seen
ones.
any, but in
I
my
saw
head,
the
they all.
first one. I saw the first one, and he avenges his dog. Is
Yeah,
what
the whole movie's about him like, avenging the dog's death,
Well, I don't
pretty
want to see the
much.
dog dying. So
because it was his beloved wife's dog who
Yeah.
was like his only like thing connecting, and then he's like, yeah,
I
but like,
regret not like watching the other ones because now the new one's out and I feel like so
I
left
saw the
out.
new one. Like my dad was watching it on Sunday, and I was like, "This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life."
Really? A lot of people liked it. Isn't there like a scene where he falls on the stairs for like
It's
10
like
minutes?
they're literally fighting the whole time. I never saw them talk.
well,
Who
it is an
needs
action
dialogue when you
movie.
can just use your fists?
He rides a horse. I think he rides a horse in Times Square or something. Too.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Okay,
place to ride
cool.
a horse.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, he's a good guy in real life though. I hear so many good
The
things
way
of him.
they were like, he's a good guy in real life. These movies are bad, but he's a real guy. A good
No,
guy.
you guys watch Bill and Ted? That shit was good.
That's a classic. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
Did you guys like the new
What
one?
about Point Break?
Point. Oh yeah, that
That
one
is
was good.
that movie is dope.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done some.
Remember
Speed is
didn't
an
they?
awesome. Matrix, the first one is great. I didn't enjoy
Yeah.
the
I
other one.
The
rewatched
other
the
ones were like
Matrix
meh.
ones last year, all of them, and they were
All of
so
them.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first one's really good though, I feel like. Cause
Yeah, the
it
I
first
like
love.
one was amazing.
yeah.
The third one though, is it the third one?
I didn't
No, there's
watch the
like
new one. There's
The
a new
no.
one,
last
I
one
right?
before, yeah, it was the third one. It's so bad when he goes
I,
blind and shit.
I don't know if I saw that one.
He's like,
Yeah, it was a little. It
it's
was a
so
little too
bad.
much. I think in the end. I think again, it's like a story they didn't know was gonna be a big success, and
Yeah.
it just had that magical thing of just
Yeah,
capturing a moment in time, and then they try to cash in doing sequels and stuff, and sometimes it's just not. It feels
yeah.
forced.
The
Mm-hmm.
new one feels it's not. I watched it.
I didn't
It's
watch.
not
I
too
didn't watch.
bad.
I
It's
didn't
not
watch.
bad.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's
Okay.
like unnecessary. It's like
It was like they didn't
okay,
need to make it.
yeah. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
whatever. It's very meta
I
though.
feel like a lot of movies that they like make new now, like a sequel or like a far off one, it just like feels like it wasn't necessary. Like I feel like they make
Yeah,
so many like new remakes or whatever these
it's just
days, and it's like you didn't need to do that. Like let
it's a
it be.
cash
Create
grab.
like create a new story. Like I want to see something new.
Yeah, I feel like ever since like Marvel had like a really like
Mm-hmm.
huge success with like the universe stuff.
I'm the biggest
A
Marvel
lot,
hater.
a
Which
lot
it
of
was good
a
at the
lot of
beginning.
people, just like they want the studios. They need to have like a franchise where it's like everything's connected because it's like. But people are getting tired of that stuff. I think. I feel like people are
Yeah.
saturated by that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
like like
it's like they're gonna do
I enjoyed like back in the day. It was fun and stuff. But come on,
There's like a
but
people
now
million things now.
I
It's
don't need
like
to like yeah, like I don't need you don't need to turn every comic book character into a movie. Like
literally, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know you guys know they're gonna make an Avengers type of movie, but with monsters, right?
With
Like
monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein, and all
no,
that
that was
stuff.
the one with they tried it. Didn't they do it with Tom
No, they're
Cruise?
still doing it. I think they're
Oh,
still doing it, right? I don't know.
I heard
They're
it.
gonna make a whole like big movie with all the
Well, they might
monsters.
retry, but they kind of like they really
They
they
flopped.
s-
We need a new
they came
monster
out off the
movie.
gate bad. Like with that mummy one, it wasn't good. It was
Oh, I
Mm.
never
forced.
saw it.
It was like it was
The
like
girl mommy, right? Or something.
I didn't watch like like it didn't interest me at all, and I enjoy Tom Cruise movies and stuff like I just like even the back in the day, the Mummy, the first Mummy was fun with Brendan Fraser, and then the
Oh, she's
Yeah.
sequels were a
good.
little like already like I was getting tired. I guess I'm not a big sequel guy,
I don't
you
know.
Yeah.
know. I think you hit it once,
Sometimes I
do
feel
it
like
well,
I'm the sequel, the song.
Yeah.
huh?
She's talking about this song called The Born
There's a
Identity.
lyric,
And there's a lyric that goes, I kind of feel like the
the
sequel you want to
sequel.
see, but you were kind of hoping they would never make.
Well, like, dare I ask?
Okay, wait, whoa,
It's
whoa,
too much. It's
wait.
too much.
It's 8:30. I'm going crazy. So don't pay
But
attention to whatever I
who?
said.
It's by the Last Shadow Puppets, Alex Turner and his
Ah,
goons. I don't
cool.
know. I mean, it's a
Who?
good song, honestly, but it's a funny line. But there's a lot of sequels
It
that
is.
shouldn't
It
be
is.
made or like whatever.
Yeah, but it's like you guys presented it like it was like some dumb. It's a pretty good lyric. I mean,
It
it
is a good
depends the
lyric,
It
yeah.
context,
is
you know.
The whole
Uh,
movie, I mean, the whole song's it's a good song. It's got a lot of good like parts. It's called The Born Identity, so it kind of
the Born
is the
Identity. That's a movie.
yeah,
that's a
but it's
movie,
also a good
yeah.
song because like The Born Identity has a bunch of sequels as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, they went real deep in that
Yeah, it's
theme.
a really cheesy, corny song, but it's honestly one of their best, I would say.
Like that. That's like an old. It's not a new album, is it?
No, it's from like
No, it's an
what
old album.
2016 something. It's not old,
Did
but
they
it's
It's
release
like
20,
how
2016,
many?
right?
Did they only release one album?
they have
Two.
two,
Oh,
but
two.
the first one's kind of like meh. I mean, it's good, but I feel like their second albums where they really like
That's
Mm-hmm.
when they
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 knew
show
their
the
sound.
range.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you for that information. No, I'm just
Yeah.
You're welcome for the
Fun fact.
information.
that's fun. But
No, it is fun.
Unnecessary
It's a
but
good song.
fun.
unnecessary but fun. But yeah, but I mean, it is true. There's a lot of sequels that shouldn't be made. I feel that a lot, especially with Marvel. Too much
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
Marvel
hope,
Marvel.
I really hope we're coming up to like an era where they're gonna take a break, and then they're gonna start like maybe new movies, like because there's cool stuff that
I
comes out
feel
all
like
the time.
yeah,
But you don't
Mhm.
get any like all the air gets sucked out by these big blockbuster movies like Infinity
Guardians
Pool
of
is
the
a really
Galaxy is
cool.
coming out tomorrow, guys.
You're
You gotta
happy?
listen. I work at a movie theater,
No.
so when these
You,
kind of movies come out, I want to
you see
die
him.
because it's like that's when we're busy. So I'm like,
That's gonna
I
be
hate
your.
it.
That's good. That's yeah. That's like your. It's like
That's her
We get
arch
thousands of
enemy.
people a day, so it's like I don't want to see that
The
many
Guardians
people. I'm an
against
introvert.
Lennon.
No,
That's
literally,
good.
it's
good.
like it takes the energy out of me. I don't even want to see the movie. I don't care about it. It's just like I
And the
hate it.
worst part is that they stay in seated till
Yeah.
it's all black because they want to see like the post credit
Oh
scenes.
yes. Oh
And
yeah. At least
I
I'm not
saw
the one
someone
cleaning the theater.
stay for like a movie that I think it was Infinity Pool, that someone stayed for the after credit scene. I'm like, babe,
It's done.
what? And the guy
Yeah.
was just sitting there like,
But you want to hear something crazy I didn't know?
Hmm.
But
what?
my buddy said, and I watched it. Insidious has an after credit scene.
Does it?
The
Oh,
old lady like blows the candle it was
well,
pretty. It's
That's
basically
kind
like
of
the
like
old lady getting a cab or
sad.
something. Um,
No, but like I mean they weren't doing much
she's
of that
like,
back in that time,
she's
so
like, it's probably for that people that watch the movie and just leave it running. And so they just put that scene so they get scared. They're like, oh my gosh, it's back.
yeah, yeah,
yeah. But no, you don't understand how much it sucks like working at a movie theater with after credit scenes because when you clean the theaters, you have to stand there and wait for the people to leave. So you're like watching them from the corner, like get out of
I
here.
remember.
are people Lennon, are people, do they throw out their trash like
No, they throw it on the
No.
floor. They throw it everywhere in the theater and then you have to sweep it up.
Why? Like,
Because it's like I don't know if it's just like an American thing, but they just leave their garbage. Like they literally don't throw it away. Even my like I went
I've
to the theater with
never
my
done
dad
that.
the other day, and he left the garbage too. I'm like, Dad, like my friends have to clean that up. Stop. So I had to
Mhm.
like
And
pick it
he's
up and
like,
throw
well
it away.
then
No, literally, they throw it. I'm
like
like,
Throw it all out.
yeah. But honestly, like we don't really clean that good either. So I would say when you go to a movie theater, like put something down before you sit
see,
on the
but see, I try to the best of my abilities clean up my
right.
area like when I'm done. Not that I'm a sloppy dude, okay? Like I'm the kind of guy that I'll eat if I'm eating popcorn, like
It gets everywhere.
50% of the popcorn is
Yeah.
gonna be all over my like I'll find like at home I'll find like a popcorn in my pocket or something, like all over the place, But I to the best of my ability, I try not to make like there's a trash receptacle like on the way
Yeah.
out. Take your stuff and put it
Yeah.
out. I don't know like why people are
People
lack
are
so
just
much
gross. They're
empathy.
And
just
listen,
gross.
No,
guys,
but it's like
it's
a lack of
weird.
empathy. Like people are
They
Yeah,
do.
working.
They
do
don't. They
not
don't
care.
care. They really don't care. And
They're
also,
like,
I
you're
found
getting paid
people.
for it, so do it.
That's what
That's
they
what
think.
they
That's their
think.
mentality. But also, I found people who bring microwaved popcorn to the theaters because they don't want to buy the popcorn. I found the bag so many times, and it's like I find all this stuff, and I'm like,
So
let me
so
just
when they
throw it
nuke it,
away.
it's like let's go out, it's still hot, and then they get in line, it's all cold
Yeah,
already.
literally.
Ew.
I'm like, why would you want that instead of
No,
buying
they
the
imagine they bring the
popcorn?
fucking microwave and they
No,
put it in the
sometimes
bathroom.
they sometimes come up to me and ask if we have a microwave, and I'm like, no, even though
Babe.
we do. And they're like, can I microwave this? And I'm like, buy the popcorn, even though it's
No,
like
but
ten
like
dollars for
if
popcorn.
like they hide it, right? Like
Oh, they gotta
like
hide it, yeah.
because
But
when I
like
was
also
back
I
when
actually
I
don't
was
care.
yeah, but when I was like I remember when I lived in like New York and I would go to like movie. They don't care here in where I live here in
Mhm.
Rio. Like you could walk in with like your
Anything, right?
jujubes and shit. Like, but and they kind of like they don't let you like they do like a search like.
Nah,
They'll
my
pat
theater
you
doesn't
down.
do that.
Well, you're
Back in
cool.
the day, they
Yeah, you're
used to
cool.
though, because I remember when I was younger, I'd go to the theater, I'd bring a purse, they would make me like they'd take a stick, look through my purse.
I
I'm like,
remember that too. Like back in the day, like
But
in
what
Venezuela,
was
they
that?
would
Was
check
that perhaps
everything.
was that perhaps to make sure you're not carrying a gun?
you never know. But this was back like
I mean,
I don't know, years
When
ago
she
when
was
it
like
wasn't as
10.
much as a problem. When I was like 10, yeah. It wasn't much of a problem, but I work at the same theater now and we don't give a like I don't care. I tell people to go to the mall, bring in food because I don't want them to like buy the stuff because then I actually have to do something. So I'm like, go get some food, come back and see the movie, guys.
I remember the other day I went to see a movie at the Regal we went to.
Yeah.
And this family was having a whole ass meal with like Chick-fil-A and shit. I'm like,
Oh
bro.
man,
And like they bring out like the big
it really is.
Coca-Cola and they're like,
But wait, did they bring that stuff inside? Like,
yeah.
or does the because like one thing I've noticed is movie theaters have gotten more like sophisticated over the years. Like
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
they
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 have
have
like
like
the
you can have
recliners.
like a you can have like a hot dog meal, but I wonder how long that hot dog has been there for. You know, it's like
Well,
been
ask the
there
Well,
lady
since
that makes
like
the
actually,
hot dogs.
listen,
Ask
I
the
do
it's
lady.
that
like it's been
too.
there since the first Matrix. You know,
Dude,
it's
I
like
make the hot dogs at my job. We can only leave them on for like 4 hours and then we take them off. But then there's sometimes when we're busy and they're on there for like all day.
do you get to eat some of that
Yummers.
stuff, or you're like
Well, we're allowed to eat like the popcorn, we're allowed to drink the drinks, but the popcorn makes me sick. So I'm like, I don't want to eat that. And I'm making it all day long. So I'm like, I don't want that.
And then the cheese
that's why
too.
they're like
They
that's
Puts
don't
why
in a
sell
you
you
bag
chips. They
they're
don't
like
sell
that's why
you
you
the
can have
chips.
as much as you
you
want, you
want
know.
because you don't want it after you make it a million times.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of the worst job ever. I'm looking for something different.
Well, no, stay there because I love the
See,
No, I
I
love
stories.
used
watching the
to
movies for free though. That's the thing.
see I would love to have like you ever see that series Quantum Leap?
Yeah, yeah, where the guy
But
would like, yeah,
when he would leap into people's bodies that he wouldn't know, and like he'd
yeah,
get to live like till he resolved whatever issue they have.
exactly.
I would love to be able to do like just like like a tourist going through like jobs. Like I would love to know
Yeah,
what it's like to own like a newspaper stand, you know, like and what is that guy's day like, you
yeah.
know, like
It's so
or
sad.
like a detective. No, it might be amazing. Like
It gives you a different
like
perspective.
or like I
Well,
would
the
love to
guy
know what it's
I knew
like at
someone
your
growing
job.
up that used to have a newspaper stand. It was so sad. I remember seeing him every day, and I was like,
All right,
man,
well, you're getting hooked up on you're getting like focusing
Wait,
on the news.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, just to live like I would like to see what it's like to be a cab driver. You just drive a cab for a day, you
Okay,
know? And
Uber.
right.
yeah,
All right, a detective. So, you know, like
yeah.
like
What about a private investigator? I
a
always wanted
private
to be one of
investigator,
those.
exactly.
Yeah, I almost went to school for that, but then I was like, too much paperwork. I can't do it.
What do you need to do to get a PI? I thought you
You
just need a
have to go to
camera
school for it, and but
and a
then the
trench
most,
coat. Oh
yeah,
no,
you
that's
just need a
disrespect.
like a magnifier, a trench coat,
And then
you
the
need some like
hat, the little
gadgets.
Sherlock hat.
You ever
No,
inspect your
no.
gadget?
I
It's
would
kind of
like
when you
to
have to
go on
become him.
record. I would like to go on record since you're gonna post this. Like, if anybody's a detective, I apologize. That was not cool.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
detectives, I
sure
feel
it
like they don't
takes
care.
it. Like, I would love to just explore like
I
different
just
universes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to
You know,
live many lives and see the
not
different
many, not a
perspectives.
lot of lives. I just want to live like one day in the
yeah, like one
body.
One
day
day
take
where
like
but no,
someone
one
else's
day where
life.
you live many lives. You see the different everyday lives of people.
Yeah, it could be like that, or just
What
like
will you be your top one, Lennon? I'd like to know.
To like try someone's life.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even, that is such a tough question because I feel like I've lived a million lives in
I don't
my
know
life.
that's why I'm like
That's
I
why I'm
feel like
like,
I've lived a million lives too because I have too many jobs. I feel
maybe
like
like some guy on Wall Street. I just want to see the
oh,
shit
I
a
was
little
gonna
oh
say
bit.
the same. I was gonna say the same thing because that intensity of like buy, sell, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
like the I guess it's not ticker tape now anymore. It's just like you're like oh like short it.
Yeah. But I also want to see how they get treated. I feel like they get treated better than probably I would.
yeah, they get like VIP treatment.
Yeah, they go to a bar, they're like in the VIP section.
They're
They're like,
like
"Oh,
what's the guy American Psycho? Yeah.
yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
be the American Psycho guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it depends. I don't think everybody gets treated the same.
Well,
Even
probably
in
not.
I
They're
mean,
probably like
certainly like
harassed
probably
as well.
the worst guy in Wall Street's like in the totem pole probably still gets treated better than a lot of other people in the world, right?
True,
Yeah.
yeah.
But there is a
Imagine being the
hierarchy.
worst guy in Wall Street, like getting treated like shit out of all these people.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
but I
God,
mean,
that's not a life I envy.
That would be me.
Well,
yeah,
Julie,
well,
what about you?
I don't know. I
Oh.
just like being me.
You would like to be Tommy Wiseau for a day.
Yeah, I would love that. I will look at myself in the mirror the whole day and be like, oh my god, I'm so hot. I'm so sexy. Talk with that
Well,
accent,
but
you
then you
know.
would know what everything is. Like you would know where he's
Yeah,
from,
I would
you
know
know where he got the money from.
everything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the knowledge you would gain. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. You would have to have some kind of like ability to have to be yourself and to experience the other person's life, but at the same time do the stuff they're doing in somewhat like comfortably. Otherwise, you'd just be like, it's like putting a poodle in a human being or something.
It's
Like, just,
like Freaky Friday.
yeah, it
exactly.
is like Freaky Friday.
Anyways, I guess we've gotten down this path for long
But
enough. I get
Yeah,
like,
well, you know what has a good soundtrack? Freaky Friday, the newest one, or the one, not the newest one, the one with like
like,
Lindsay Lohan
wait.
and Jamie Lee Curtis. It was her, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Slay Curtis.
Yeah.
yeah.
They had that one song they would sing in there. What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Na 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 na
Yeah.
na.
Yeah, I missed that one. Like,
That was a good one.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's good.
Lindsay Lohan had a good run. Her
Yeah.
movies, I used to be obsessed with them. I used to like watch all of them.
The
Just My Luck,
confession of a
Confessions of a Teenage Drama
drama
Queen.
queen.
Yes.
He's like,
Mean
I've never seen that. I
is
will
she in Mean
never.
is she in Mean Girls? Mean Girls,
She
right?
was in Mean
Yeah.
Girls. Yeah, she had like some really good movies. Well, we talked about soundtracks. We talked about it all.
We talked about the Minions.
We talked
Anything
about
else you
the
wanna?
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
No
Thank you for
problem.
joining us.
It was fun. I enjoyed. I'm definitely gonna check out House. Thank you
Yep.
for that tip.
And
Might
Freaky
look it up
Friday.
tonight. Freaky Friday won't be on the top of my list, but House
What?
will.
Okay.
Well, let
Oh
us know
yeah,
what you think of
two.
House.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to know what you think of that movie
I
because it's
will.
a good movie.
I will. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
actually
a
very
trip.
excited to check it out.
I thought that was like I thought you love that movie. Like you've
Yeah,
already
it
seen it
seems
like
like
a million
something you would
times.
really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, cause can I give me 1 second? Like,
Sure.
I
Hot Aces. Oh, you
look.
found it?
Oh, there you
Ah!
go. Oh, you do have
See,
that.
It
Yes.
was it was
It's the
always
same
meant to
exact
be.
one. So you gotta
It
watch
was
the
meant
movie
to
now.
be.
that guy, he's terrifying and at the
And
Yeah.
same time
funny.
The
so
whole movie's terrifying and funny. That picture kind of encapsulates kind of the whole vibe of the movie. So you're not even ready though. It's a trip and a half.
I'm excited. I'm gonna check it out.
It's gonna bring you to a whole new
Yeah,
world.
well I wanna know your
Does
review.
that character does he show up a lot
I think
or
there's
he's
like
just like
it's
a
in it for like a second, right? I haven't seen it in like a second in like a moment.
Yeah,
But
me
I think
neither, but
there's
I
a
think
scene where it's in it for like a second, maybe.
all right.
But the movie's not about a cat. It's about like something like ghosts in a house.
thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us this week and talking with us. We know we
Thank
talk a lot, but
Now
No,
we
it
have
was
to
a lot
watch
of fun.
Kindergarten
Thank you.
Cop and we gotta listen to the soundtrack really in depthly
Rewatch
and
Ghost.
Ghost rewatch it.
yeah.
Yes.
Um and like I guarantee you it will make you like when they do the Unchained Melody. Oh my love, like they
Mm-hmm.
do it in like
Hmm.
and then you just
The
like
eyes are gonna be sweating, right?
Yeah, we're gonna
you're
be
gonna
crying,
feel it.
throwing
You're gonna
up,
feel it.
screaming.
And then like and it'll be fun. All right, guys.
Well, I'm excited.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so
Thank you
much.
guys. It was good to see you guys.
Good to see
Be
you. Good to
well.
catch up too.
Have a
All right.
wonderful week. I hope you don't have to clean up too much garbage from
I
the
will.
theater seats, and I feel
You're
for
right.
you.
Well, thank
Hey,
you.
I hope people are more respectful of the people that are working in the movie.
Theaters.
Uh,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Bye.
so
See you
thank you for having me,
around.
guys. Be well.
Alrighty.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.